So what's the best way to ask for a letter of recommendation? First, it's really important that you give your letter writer a lot of advance notice. For example, writing to them at least 4 weeks before you need it. Second, a very shrewd thing to do is to phrase your request by saying, "Dear Professor Smith, would you be able to write a strong letter of recommendation for me?" And adding the word strong kind of signals that you only want them to say yes if they're actually going to write you a good letter. Third, when you make the request, you want to make sure that you make it very easy for your advisor. Don't say, "I'm applying for the Jones Fellowship." Actually describe what the fellowship is. What are its requirements? What kind of qualities might this particular opportunity require? So that your letter writer doesn't have to do any work, doesn't have to click on any links to find out what it is exactly that you need the letter for. Fourth, it's really helpful to put into the body of your letter basic information that your advisor may have forgotten. Now, you think that your advisor remembers everything about you, but it's quite possible your advisor doesn't quite remember when you first met or when you stopped working with your advisor. So adding those dates in, "Dear Professor Jones, we first met on this month. We worked together doing these things. I left your lab in this month," is super helpful. And in addition, it's very nice if you might write a few paragraphs about what it is you did with this person. You took a class with them and the class was about this. You worked in their laboratory and you worked on these research projects which had these findings, or whatever it was that you did that this other person might have observed. In fact, they might wind up simply editing or embellishing or saying, "I worked with this student to do these things and they did a terrific job," and they will add all of those embellishments on the back of your description of what it was that you did with them. Fifth, another thing that's really important to do is to stay in touch with your key advisors. Even after you leave contact with them, over the years, once a year, once every other year, you can just write them a little letter, update them. Many of these people with whom you had such a close relationship would be delighted to hear what it is that you're doing afterwards. So to sum up, when you're writing to someone to ask them for a letter of recommendation, the most important thing to do is to make it easy for them. Give them the right amount of time. Give them the right information about who you are. Remind them who you are. Give them the right information about what it is that you're applying for. And make sure that over the years, you stay in touch with these people who, after all, will be a central part of your life.